Are you ready?
You're good.
So I just want to know, how do you guys feel about vasectomies?
Like male vasectomy?
Sorry, bad one.
Boy, make sure that's
Sorry,
there.
sorry.
That's when you're shooting blanks.
No. You should do that.
So you know, if you're having sex with a woman without a condom and you do it,
So-
and she get pregnant,
There you are. But like.
So my name is Dwight Williams. I'm the father of two girls, matter of fact, 21 and 18. I'm married, happily married to, I think, the greatest person on earth, and quite a blessing in my life. My background is finance. Lately I've taken to writing, but a lot of folks know me in training in the gym because I very much enjoy the gym, so it's one of my hobbies. And that's about it.
My name is Claudine Williams, and I'm Dwight's wife. I think my first thought was supportive. Like, we've always, if you want to do something, okay, fine. These things are not talked about. These are, taboo and this and that. And
honestly, I don't know. I know one other person who did it, and this is somebody I met when I was about 19 years old. But it's also that this is a very particular topic as well. And it's a very personal topic, but I think it's a very important topic. And so you put it out there, and granted, I said, I don't know much other people who's done it, but then maybe others could think about it now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have, there's a lot of men who don't want to have kids anymore, and a lot of women probably, they pass that stage. So it's out there now, so others could read about it and say, oh, shit, this isn't too bad. It's not that bad. I mean, he still works. Look,
still walking around.
Still walking around. So not the fear,
My name is Dr. Ramos. I am urologist for 23 years. I have working in St. Martin 8 years now. The vasectomy is a permanent fertility control surgical method, and the procedure means that we have the testicle here. There is the production of the sperm cells, but then is the sperm cells go inside of the body and reach the prostate by the deferent duct, this structure here. This is small tube. And when we do the vasectomy, we have to open the scrotum, the skin around the testicle, and touch the tube, and then made a small incision like 1 centimeter, and do the exposure of the tube, and then cut it in 2 sections. And it's a short procedure. It's a same-day procedure. The patient can go home the same day, and it's a permanent procedure.
I ever think about doing it? 60,
My name is Donovan Smith. I am a father. I have 3 kids, a pair of twins, and a young 2-year-old. So the reason why I considered having a vasectomy is because I think early on in my relationship with my wife, she came off of birth control, and we found out that she was pretty fertile because having twins pretty quickly and then having a son pretty soon after that. So I'm considering it because, it's not the best situation with birth control for my wife, and it's a little bit risky to, play fast and loose. Fast and loose in this life. So in order to try to secure a logistical future for myself and my family, I mean, it's not easy having 3 kids already, so adding more to that pile, it's something that I would hope to avoid. So that's why I've considered it.
My wife and I are very, we're very involved in each other, in what we do. We're very, very involved. And every month, she has to take pills. And then when it runs out, she's got to get a prescription, she's got to take a pills. And that's okay. The admin is not bad, but when you think of what she's doing, she's taking pills every month for something that I don't think, or at least at the time I realized, was no longer necessary. Why is she constantly taking pills, putting hormones into her, into her body? And one of the things we've learned over the years in our health journey is that everything has a repercussion. There's everything you do. So food is either medicine or it's poison. Everything consumed has an effect. Even to the cream you use, it affects. There's nothing is free. And so she's constantly taking this. I just said, okay, maybe it's time we look at this. And since we no longer want to have kids, let's see what the options are. And vasectomy just seemed very simple. You go in, you get a clip, you come out, and you're supposed to be good to go from then on.
You remember some of my experience? I know headaches and stuff like that.
I think more the headaches, the mood swings. Most of those not severe, but the headaches and
yeah, it affects your hormones as well, and then of course there's different ones that you can take, which would be better for your hormones. But it affects all of that, and then that hormone, you have your hormone imbalance, and then that just goes on even after you've stopped the birth control. So that's that in addition to the cancer risk, and just even after you come off of birth control, you still have hormonal changes, you still have irregular cycles, and so that shows you how much of it is in your body taking that every day, that it takes such a long time for your body to regulate itself again, to just be on normal levels of everything.
Sometimes the wife don't want to use the pills, birth control, because they make more obese, or they have issue with the vein in the legs, more chance to have a stroke, and the wife doesn't like the pills, the use of the pill, and he don't want to take risk, and they said, okay, let's go, let's do it.
I'm 45. I'm in a stage in my life where I do what I think is important for me and my family, and it really doesn't matter what the society or what others think. It's what is best for me and mine. And so at this time, vasectomy just seemed like the right choice. There's at some point, there's a story I gave about having a discussion with some guys, and it comes up, and it still comes up, because you sit on the operating table, and I guess your legs are open, and they go into the one thing that, I shouldn't say the one thing, but the thing that makes you a man, and they operate there. So obviously there's a bit of suppose something goes wrong, or suppose they cut the wrong tubes, suppose it doesn't work again. So there's always that, that kind of rings in the back of your head a little bit. But you figure in this day and age, I trust them. I mean, we trust them. God, I've been trusting them for years. We'd have my wife take pills, right? So why wouldn't I trust them now for this?
Really, if I am honest, you see more tendency in the Dutch population. They are more open to do the vasectomy because they have one or two kids, and that's what they want. In the African Caribbean population, they want to have more kids, or they don't. It's more common to have a request about the vasectomy. In the Dutch population are more open to do this kind of procedure. Really, I am surprised because more patients have the knowledge. When they come like with the decision firm. I make jokes. Are you sure? Are you sure that you're gonna do it? Because to reverse this procedure can be reversed, but at the same time it's more complex. And when they come with a firm decision. And even I joke, if your wife gives you the permission, I don't care. I want the vasectomy, 100% sure.
I don't
have an opinion on it.
Yeah, I don't have an opinion either.
From having children.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't have necessarily have an opinion on it.
Me neither.
Those who do it, they do.
No second guessing, certainly not. And going to a surgery is a surgery, no matter how small, it's still a surgery. So there is always a little bit of concern. One of the things I did not do was I did not go on YouTube. I did not research what his surgery was really happening. I did some research prior to, but just reading. I didn't go for any videos because I didn't want to see that. I think one of the weirdest parts of it was just drop my pants in front of him and him, looking at, but he's a doctor, and so that was that. If there's any discomfort, it probably was that. But the day of, my wife drove me in. I went in. Had no fear. It's good.
What do I think helped me not have the perspective that I was going to be castrating myself? I think what pushed me towards considering a vasectomy is all the logistical issues with having these 3 kids. And then when you do the research and you look into what it is and you talk to other people, I have friends, I have family, I have cousins and so forth who've had the procedure done. When you talk to them and they've done it here and they say, yeah, it's all good, everything is fine. So I did the research, as one would say, and when I did it, it seemed like it was okay and there was nothing to be afraid of.
No, what I say that the first, the incision, the cut, how big the cut is going to be. I said the cut is like this, both sides of the scrotum. The second is the recovery time. We advise they can go to work the next day. The precaution, if they're going to have sex after the surgery, they need to have a month using condom. And then after the month, because you can have still sperm cells, you cut it here, but you can have sperm cells in the superior area of the tube. And you can make a pregnant even with a good procedure. And we said to the patient also, after a month, they need to do a spermogram test to be sure in the lab. They say 0, and then if it's 0, you can do your normal sex whatever. One of the questions that they do also, if they're gonna make an effect in the erection. I said, this is not related with the erection. Your penis is your penis, your testicle is your testicle, are separate at close, but it's not going to modify your sexual performance. It's not going to be modified.
We scheduled the appointment, went in, and he was like, okay, it's like, see, it was like just like dropping him off, like to the doctor or like for labs or something. And then it was like, okay, he settled, got in, and then I left. And then after the procedure was done, he called and like, okay, you could come and get me. And so it was easy, very easy, very smooth. I think the whole process at the hospital as well went smoothly.
It's a what do you call it?
Outpatient
procedure. So figured that's a little snip, and in a few hours we out. And then I got the okay to go, and called her and went home. Just took our time to drive home. I told her, take it easy, try not to hit any of the potholes while we going home. And even then after that, it was uneventful. There's only this one occasion that I decided to ride it to work. So I'm on a bike going to work, and I hit a pothole, and I felt it immediately. I was like, oh shit. So I got in, parked up, went straight to the bathroom, and I checked it, and I could have seen that one of the stitches broke, and there was a little redness, so a little blood came out, not major. So I just kind of wiped that off, and I just went to work. Other than that, it was fine. So it's just me, just getting on a motorbike too early. Other than that, absolutely no challenges.
The vasectomy did not impact us intimately, or any factor, family, intimately, or relationship. If anything, it kind of brought us closer, you know, because he was able to share, and it was like an experience that we both shared together. And we even make jokes about it, you know, even our daughter, she makes jokes about it. So it's like, oh, you're going to go get it, you know, snipped or whatever, like whatever she said at the time.
And it was a serious discussion, but it didn't necessarily stay serious, you know. She started to make fun of it, she started to make fun of me, and that's all good, because that's our relationship. And so she started to make fun of us, but throughout all that, what we thought was very important was that she understood the whys I was doing it, or we were doing it, the whys, why we were going through it, and it was in order to help her mom come off the pill, because that was the exchange. I would do the surgery and her mom would come off the pill, and because we just at some point realized that it's not healthy anymore, and because I could contribute towards that in a way that doesn't do any harm or danger to me, why not? So it was a simple decision, you know, something that I could do to help her mom and for our relationship, and it was vice versa, her mom would have done it as well.
A lot of conversations are not being had. And you know, I think that's why Dwight also thought it important to share his story and write about his story and his experience, because a lot of these things are not being shared, and people go through, well, I won't say as it's not as, let's say, common as women taking a birth control, but you go through this experience and you don't share it, or everyone is experiencing the same thing. All women are experiencing the same thing, and we're not talking about it. And that goes from birth control, or birthing, or menopause, or premenopause, and all of these things, and you know, it's going on, and we don't talk about it. And especially in the Caribbean, it's even less talked about, in, you know.
So the reason why I haven't gone through with it as yet is mostly budget. So I'm not on SZV. I was privately insured, and when I contacted my private insurance to get the doctor's letter, or the letter to secure the cost of the vasectomy, they told me the vasectomy is not covered. So this happened earlier on in 2024. And I reached out to the hospital. I went and had the appointments. I saw the doctor. I went to the lab. I did all the stuff needed in order to find out how much the vasectomy would cost. And it's roughly going to cost, to me, the last time I heard from the finance department, is going to be 5,000 guilders or something like that. You know, I have 3 young kids. Besides the cost, also the timing. So I had planned to do the vasectomy in June because my family was going to be away. But then when the cost came up, and we had some unexpected costs as well, we didn't do it then, and we're just trying to save, or I'm trying to save for the right time, the right moment to follow through with it.
To the men out there, I'd certainly recommend, obviously you want to weigh your options, but I think this is certainly an option for the men to kind of give back. They'll wait to tell their partners, you know, I appreciate you. I think you've held it down for quite a few years. You've done your part for quite a few years, and I want to contribute. I want to do my part to it too, and you know, so this way you don't have to continue taking these drugs, these hormones into your body. You don't have to do whatever the other option, because not everyone does the pills. Some people have, you know, they do it other ways. There are several other contraceptives. I mean, for women, there are 10 different contraceptives. You know, for guys, it's the vasectomy, it's the condom, and I think there might be one more. I think might, very unlikely. So it does seem a bit unfair, but this is our chance. It's safe. It's very painless. And it's also one of the most reliable. I think the chances of you still getting pregnant after is extremely slim. It's for sure much better than the pill, the chances just. So it's your way of just doing your part, like everything else, you know, in partnership, in friendship, in a loving relationship. We all it's always a give and take. It's not 50-50, sometimes 100% zero. And I think this is our opportunity to show appreciation and say, I got you, I'm gonna do it for us this time around. The decision, I felt the decision was the right decision I made at the time. I would do it again. I'll do it every year if it was something I had to do it every year. I would, if it was once a year, my wife having to take pills 12 times a year, I would do it every year. So there's after going through it, absolutely no regrets, absolutely no fear, and I would certainly do it again.